Hi everybody, this is Lolly from lollychops.com, and today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to create these little paper flowers. These flowers are a little bit different than some of the other flowers that you've seen out there, in that I designed them so that they would sit a little bit flatter than some of them, and so that they would also have a nice big opening in the center for a kind of a larger size brad or a button. So what you get when you download the SVG file are these three different shapes, and I also have a PDF file out there for those people who don't have a cutting software like SureCuts-A-Lot or Make the Cut that you can use with your Cricut. But if you do, you can just shoot these through and you can size them into all different sizes so that you don't, you can make all different size flowers. But the way that you put them together is super easy. All you do is, I always like to distress ink the edges of my flowers just so that they have a little bit more, just kind of a definition between each of the layers. And there's only 3 layers in this flower, so it actually goes together pretty quickly. And because I've already cut out the centers, you don't have to worry about cutting out the centers. And these started out as a 7-petal flower because, like I said, I really wanted them to be nice and wide and flat so that I could put all kinds of fun stuff in the center and do more layering and stuff in the center. So just ink those edges really good. And I'm just using a Distress ink in Walnut Stain. There we go. And then the way that you put them together is you're going to want to put glue on one side of the petal and then kind of fold them together to make these little cones. So I just use hot glue. And it looks like I have a little something stuck to it there. There we go. No biggie. So just make each of those cones and just use a little bit of glue. And again, I use a multi-temp glue so that I don't burn my fingers as bad as if I'm using just the regular glue. So once you have all 3 of your cone shapes made, and I'm sure you've seen this before, but just in case you haven't, what you do is you kind of grab a hold of it really firmly, and then you're going to press down into the center, and then that's going to bow up that point so that it kind of makes like a little cone shape in the center of your flower. And I'll try to show you that. So can you see how there's a little bit of a cone in there, and then it flattened out the center? So just take that and press it down so that it's nice and flat, and then do that with all 3 of them. And as you get to the smaller and smaller ones, this becomes a little bit more difficult, and I'm usually kind of prone to kind of ripping some of the sides. So you just want to do it a little bit more carefully as you get into the smaller shapes. So this one's always the toughest one for me. And I think I'm doing pretty good so far. I can feel it kind of giving on me. It just depends on how thick your paper is and how much glue you use. So once you've got all those down, I like to take a paintbrush, and then I just like lightly curl the edges. And I designed these too so that they would have nice soft edges. I didn't want them to be too pointy or anything, and all of them are a little bit different because I just drew it in Adobe Illustrator. So just take them and curl them down. Just do that to all 3. And when you're on the one that you put the hot glue on, it's a little bit tougher to curl that one. So just be aware that that's normal. And then if you do happen to rip them as you're curling them or as you're pressing them, you can take your Distress ink and just kind of go into those crevices where that white is showing from your paper core, and just kind of dab it if you did it. I didn't really do it that much. I'm probably overdoing it. So the way that you put them together is you've got your 3 different sizes. Your biggest one's going to be on the bottom, and then you're going to glue your medium-sized guy into the center, and then just kind of press it down and offset it just a little bit. And then you're going to take your next one and glue him down, and again just kind of offset the petals, and there you have it. So you have a nice flower that has a nice big center. Whoops. So we can take this beautiful button here, and I'm just going to put glue kind of along the outsides because it still does have quite a center in it. If you kind of put your glue a little bit more on the outside, it will help it to grab. And then stay put. So I kind of flatten that out. So that's it. So again, kind of a nice flatter little bit of a flower, and then a nice big center so that you can put something nice and big in the middle there. And you could even kind of do one of those rolled flowers and put a rolled flower in the center of that if you wanted to. So you can take those files and resize them and make some different size flowers. You don't have to be stuck with just this size. You can make it, you know, a lot bigger, or you can make them a little bit smaller. And then I just wanted to show you a project that I made using these flowers. This is the new twig line from My Little, or I think it's called, is it Little Yellow Bicycle? Yeah, from Little Yellow Bicycle. I always want to say My Little Yellow Bicycle, but from Little Yellow Bicycle. And this is that line that I was drooling over at CHA. And I just created this quick little frame. This is one of those centers that you can get at Michael's, and it's in the floral department. It's an MDF press board, and it has a center cut out. It comes in all different sizes. And then I just took a cork tile, and I glued that down to the center, and I painted it all brown. And then I just layered up a bunch of the different elements from that line, some chipboard elements, and then they have this little fabric bird. So, and then they've even got these really neat corrugated leaves. Here, I'll show you the products if you want to see. So they've got the corrugated shapes, and there's mushrooms and birds and leaves in there. And then these are the fabric shapes, so you can see I've definitely been using them. And then this is some of the chipboard stickers, and this is where the inspired came from. So, and it's got this neat little twig that's got these little danglies on it. These are really fabulous. So anyway, that's my project for today, and just, again, just a quick little tutorial on how to put these together. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good day.